Hello, 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 dreamers. Perla here, as always, and thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So, this is going to be on the cusp weekly reading. So, this is for all of our lovely cusp signs. This video will be timestamped. So, let's jump right on in. We have the Aries Taurus. Taurus? No, guys. Aries Taurus cusp. um you're getting a little extra push this week from spirits. Now, a lot of the times you tend to ask spirit to show you, like, show me this or help me with this or help me with that, and it's almost kind of like it's coming in the sense of like a very heavy like push, like, okay, this is what you wanted. So what I'm going to say is, with this energy, is be very precise, be very precise with what it is that you want before you open your mouth, before you ask for help. Because there is a sense here that the little push may feel a little uncomfortable, may feel a little bit forceful, right? So let's put it this way: you may be asking, like, for help or assistance or whatever in starting your own business. You're wanting more time to spend on your business and this and this and that, and next thing you know, you got to notice at work that they're cutting your hours, like from full-time to part-time. So you ask for the time and spirit is delivering, and it is a very uncomfortable position that you're in. It does require you to grow within this space. Now, I don't want you to think like that spirit is trying to set you up for failure. Hold on, guys. I just want to adjust this a little, or anything like that. It is just that until it becomes a okay, let's put it this way. This is what is coming. I get it now. So for a lot of you Aries Taurus, you have been living in the space of survival for a very long time, and unfortunately, in order for you to take charge or to fully immerse yourself in like a business or something that you want to create, it almost has to feel forceful. It almost has to feel like I have to give it all, because if I don't, I'm not going to have anything. It almost has to come with this familiar space and energy that you're familiar with. You're familiar with the energy of survival. So by either like your hours at work being cut off or whatever it is, now you're in this mode of like, okay, now I have to hustle, now I have to really show up. But what I want to remind you is that this hustling energy is not something that is going to be permanent in the way that it's showing up. This is more about gently, and if you may, in a way, give you a space or push into the right direction, right? For some people, it may be a little bit more extreme than others, but for others of you, I feel like it's more of like an adjustment period. I don't necessarily see you like losing your job or losing your house or anything like that. Like, maybe you want a bigger place, and or maybe you've been wanting to buy your own place, and now you're getting a notice from your landlord that after this lease is up, they're not renting to you again because they want the house or they want the apartment. It is almost kind of like that type of push that is coming your way. So do not resist it, and instead take the leap with whatever it is that you've been wanting to do. Let's get a closing message for Aries Taurus cusp. So we have here two cards. We have forgiveness, reducing burden, and Lady de los Muertos, acceptance and equality. So there is a sense here with this forgiveness or this reducing burdens is this space where spirit is telling you, like, hey, it is time to take this step, and like the time is now. You need to stop making excuses for yourself as to why you're not going after this, as to why you're not fully emerging yourself in this. Allow yourself to forgive any space of you that is still hesitant, or any space of you, or any space within you that kind of wants to talk you out of this. Again, guys, these are general readings, so if this is not particularly like in regards to like work or a career choice or a business, this can also apply to love, like where you're going to be in a position where it's like something cannot be avoided, like there is a chance here that needs to be taken. Taurus, Gemini, there's noise. There's a lot of noise around you. There's a lot, and when I say noise, I'm talking about things that are trying to get your attention that do not need it. Other people's problem is not is not your problem, is what I want to say. There is there has become this space within you where you get comfortable, or you become accustomed to distract yourself through the noises. and and the noises are like, I want to, and I'm gonna give you credit where credit is due. You're very good about like managing your time when it comes to like not wasting it like on social media, or not wasting it on, like on useless things. Like, you really try to invest your time in things that are going to help you evolve, let's put it that way. But the downfall is here that, unfortunately, you keep people around that bring in like the same chaotic energy, or the same frequency or energy, that it would be like equal to like watching like trash on TV. Does that make sense? So even though you're not watching TV, or you're fasting from TV, or you're very disciplined with that, you're not so much very disciplined with other people bringing their drama into your life and their BS into their life. You're not a you're not like a vacuum hole, or like you're not a space for people to just come and dump all of their shit to you, unless you're a therapist. And then if you're a therapist, you know that you yourself have a therapist, right? But what I'm trying to say here is that some of you are playing therapists, or like referees to other people's problems, and it is not doing anything other than distracting you from the things that you need to pay attention. And as I'm saying that, I keep on looking at my, like, the little corner of my starter up library, where I have all these books that are stacked up. And it's like, hey, you have things here that you haven't even opened, you have things here that you haven't even addressed. So there are projects, or there are ideas, there's hobbies, there's things here that you keep saying, oh, I'm going to do this next week, and oh, I'll do it in the spring, oh, I'll do it in the summer, oh, I'm going to get to this, I'm going to get to this. And you never do. And it is because you get distracted by all the noise of what it is that is going on around you. And that needs to end. That is the one thing that you need to release this week. That is what needs to come to an end. And if you haven't seen the collective reading that was posted on Wednesday, I suggest that you do. It is all wait, was it? Yeah, it was Wednesday. And no, that's not what I wanted to say. Well, maybe you guys have to watch the collective reading, but what I wanted to point out was Sunday's synchronicity message was about death and about starting a new cycle. And there was also a quick incantation video posted, maybe going there so that you're not so resistant to this. Because again, it is something that you become accustomed to. It's not necessarily that you take part of it, like you are engaging, or you are enabling it. You are enabling somebody to bring you their drama. We have the zombie, which talks about control. Now, in the bottom of the deck, we have the skull of darkness, blind spots. So you're needing to take control of this storyline, or of this space of how you allow other people to come in and distract you from the things that you actually want to do. The downfall here is like that you have this blind spots for this space, because all of you're thinking about is of how it is that you're going to help other people. And I was speaking to my mentor today, and yes, I do. I have a mentor. Um, and she's an amazing friend. And we were talking, and I was telling her, I was like, there's this space where we sometimes are aware of what has to be released and what has to be addressed, but we choose to run away from it. And until we don't face that said thing, it is always going to be in that spot, right? So one of the examples that I gave her was, it took me a very long time to distinguish the difference of my desire to help others, and having the discernment of whom I'm supposed to help. Because just because I have the capability of helping everyone that I come across with does not mean that I'm responsible to helping them. Right? It is not until somebody comes and asks for my help that I can give it. And unfortunately, these people, these energies that I'm picking up around you, these people are dumping their shit on you. But if you look at it, even if you give them advice, they're not following it. They're not following the advice that you are given. So why are you still stuck doing the same thing, my love? Gemini, Cancer, cusp. I keep on feeling something at the back of my throat. Somebody somebody wants to say something, somebody wants to voice something. Maybe you are frustrated and you want to speak up, but you have been holding something in for a very long time. It is coming in as like a very heavy suppressed, like rejection, resentment is what I'm picking up. It's either rejection or resentment. And you've been going into the space continuously to try to heal, to try to release, try to whatever. And there's a part of you that it's like that you have been silencing because you feel that if you say something out loud, it is going to diminish the work that you have done. And and again, I am talking here from Perla's perspective and my own spiritual path, and my understanding within these energies. Okay, that voice of us that shows up, that people sometimes call the ego, and it can present itself in many ways, right? It can be angry, it can be boastful, it can be whatever, right? And a lot of people shy away from allowing this voice to rise. And what tends to happen is it gets to a point that from suppressing it so much, when it comes out, it takes full control. So it's about learning to navigate that space, whether it is your angry voice, whether it is your resentment voice, whether it is your boastful voice, whatever it is, and allowing it to come out to play is what I like to say, in a safe environment, not necessarily controlled, but in a safe environment, so that it doesn't take completely over. So whatever truth you have to speak towards someone, stop holding yourself back from saying it, because you have told yourself that if you say this, it means you're not healed. My love, you're already thinking about it. So by that logic in itself, then you're not healed. Like, come on. Like, seriously? So it is something that is coming up because it is part of the process that you're going through, especially for those of you that this has to do with like an ex or something of that matter. There are things that you wanted to say. There are things that you didn't get to say. If it is completely like impossible for you to say it, you can always write it down, my love, and burn it. Like, write it down and burn it. Like, it is just that simple. Write it down and burn it. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out your oracle card, my love, for your closing message. Well, we just got this one on the bottom. um so we have invisibility, and then we have skull of darkness, the blind spot. There is this part of you again that wants to come out, wants to be seen, wants to be heard. And it is a part of you that has felt very suppressed. And if you don't give it its space, its creative outlet, maybe, to come out, it's going to come out, and it's going to take full control. So you know how some people sometimes get overtaken by their anger and they do things that then 10 seconds later they regret? It is because of that, because they tend to suppress it, suppress it, suppress it. So when it comes out with vengeance. That's the way that I look at it. It's like it comes out with vengeance, like, finally out, because it feels like it's breaking free from you. Instead, learn to keep that energy balanced by accepting it and integrating it into yourself. Remember that every aspect of you, whether people view it as negative or positive, are still part of you and should be honored in the same way. Okay. Cancer, Leo, cusp. uh, Okay. I'm looking here, and all I see is like somebody feeling down, somebody feeling a little sad. I wouldn't necessarily go to the extent of saying depressed, but you're a little unmotivated at the time, or you're not wanting to do much. Um, and hold on, guys. And it's almost kind of like this space where you're, what is, like, it almost feels like, okay, especially for those of you, like, if you've been broken up with somebody for like a couple of months or whatever. And excuse me, this is how crazy I am. Can you do me a favor, mama? Can you turn off the light for me? Because I forgot to turn it off, and it's really driving me crazy how bright it is. Thank you. Anyways, there's something here about needing to learn to process emotions, or needing to learn to not run away from the emotions that you feel. If somebody in a relationship did you wrong, whether it was that they physically abused you, whether they cheated on you, or whatever it was, having the feelings that you have towards them, feeling the way that you feel, is very valid. That does not mean that you're not healed. I don't know why you have to hear that, because some of you are under the impression that when we say heal from this, release it, let it go, it means that we're suppressing it and we're ignoring it. No, there is a process to this of feeling it like, going into those spaces and navigating however it is that that wants to be felt, however it is that that wants to be healed, before it is fully integrated into who you are, and you can release the aspects of it that still has you under its control. And I hope that that makes sense. I feel that some of you here are, again, you may have suppressed the grieving. Some of you wanted to grieve a relationship, but it's like you're so mad at the person that you're not giving yourself permission to grieve them. Does that make sense? And it's like both things can coexist. You can be extremely angry at someone and also grieve the loss of them in your life. Does that make sense? So, like, let's put it this way: I am divorced, and what happened between us is what happened, and I was very angry at the time. I was extremely upset, but and then what I did was that I didn't grieve the ending of the marriage right there and then. And then years later, when it caught up to me, it was like I was reliving it all over again, because our body, our nervous system does not recognize time. When something needs to be healed, when something needs to be addressed, you're going to feel it exactly as if it was happening at that moment in time. So, since you are already in the midst of this, instead of getting upset over not wanting to grieve this, or being upset that you want to grieve this, allow yourself to do so. We have the zombie control. Excuse me. You're being reminded right now that you have the control of how you have control over how it is that this is going to unfold. Is this something that you are going to navigate in the now, or is this something that you feel that you're not ready for and maybe you want to revisit later? There is no judgment as to how your journey unfolds, and as to knowing what it is that you're ready for at this moment and what you are not. Alrighty? Leo, Virgo, cusp. You need a hug. You need a hug. Um, this week it feels a little. There seems to be a little bit of turbulence, is what I keep on hearing. A sitting in a space where you're not 100% sure, like how things are going to work in your favor. For those of you that this um involves, like any type of separation of assets, whether it is with an ex lover, an ex husband, wife, or an ex business partner, or something of that matter. There's a lot of things that seem to be in the air at the moment, like in the air at the moment. And you're trying not to get ahead of yourself, but you're also having a difficult time kind of like grounding yourself, or staying optimistic. Let's put it this way. And you're very much like in the space of like needing a hug. So whatever ending is occurring, again, it just, I am picking up like this tangible a space, or this tangible thing, where there's something physical that is being divided between two people. And excuse me, and you're just wanting the dissolution of this to go as smoothly as possible. But it could be that the other party, the other person, is coming in very strong and heavy, or the other person doesn't want to find a compromise. Somebody here is being petty in regards to an ending. Like, and again, if for some of you it may not be as extreme, it could just be like, a relationship that ended, and somebody wants like everything that they ever gifted you, type of thing. Like, it's almost kind of like that petty energy that I am picking up, guys. So just be aware of that. But it very much, I keep on hearing like you just need a hug, my love. It would be very good for you to try to get together with like some friends, family members. I keep hearing like cousins, and I, whenever I've had like a hard time with any endings and things like that, I have a very close knit group of cousins that um, we just kind of get together and just go crazy. And it's almost kind of like that type of energy, or that type of space is what you need, like this safety net of like you're being held by people that actually have your back as this entire process is unfolding. Um, as far as like how this is going to work in your favor or against you, I cannot speak on it because I do not. It is not something that is being shown to me at the moment, and I don't speak on stuff that are not shown. The aspect here that is coming through is in regards to you surrounding yourself with the support that you need um, during this time. So we have the owl, wise seeing and wise action. As you're seeing this space, as you're seeing things navigating, and you're seeing someone's um, true nature of how petty they can become, right? It's almost kind of like, oh, you took my candy, so I'm going to take all of yours type of energy. um Learn from this, learn to recognize this energetic field is what you're supposed to be doing. This person carries a very specific energetic signature that moving forward, when anybody with this type of energy tries to approach you, whether it's to collaborate, whether it's romance or whatever it is, you're going to be able to pick it up and not fall into these dynamics again. And that is something very important that you have to understand as you're in the midst of this. This is happening for you, not to you, my love. Virgo, Libra, cusp. There's a lot of emotional processing during this time. There may have been a big event that may have happened within like the last year or so that you didn't take the time to properly process some type of ending. It could have been something as simple as a relationship, any type, romantic, platonic, that ended. It could have been someone passing away. My condolences if that is the case. It could have been a miscarriage. Again, my condolences. But there was something that happened, and in the midst of this happening, you couldn't pause, you couldn't put your, you couldn't break, you couldn't pause. You had to either be the strong one for like either your kids or your family. You needed to be like the provider, you needed to be everything, and you couldn't process this loss in the capacity that it needed to be processed. And now, for whatever the reason, this is the week where all of that is released, where all of these um it's like you finally allow yourself to finally like feel it, even if it feels like it's going to, like you're going to die from this. You're still allowing yourself to feel the raw emotion of what this situation really really did for you, like how it truly impacted your life. Mm. Sending you a lot of love and a lot of support as you are emotionally in this process. Just remember that you're never truly alone. And when an emotion or when a situation seems too hard, too hard to process, and when it feels like it's taking everything away from us, always remember that you can ask for help. You can ask for help, like okay, I need this to dial down a little. I need a little bit of discernment of how I navigate this space. Because again, never is it, what was I gonna say? It's never a good idea to just avoid it or to try to run away from it. But there are ways to navigate within a very difficult space by dialing it up and down. And what I mean by that is by the way that you speak to God, by the way that you speak to spirit, by the way that you speak to the universe, having that dialogue so that you're able to process it in a way that not necessarily comfortable but doable. Like you can feel the tension, you can feel the pressure, but you can still manage it. And I think a lot of times we forget that that is all we have to do is ask for the discernment, ask for the help. All right. Your closing message. Scrying, intuition, leaning into, this card has been at the bottom of the deck and I've shuffled so many times. Kind of anyways, the scrying, intuition, as you're navigating this space, again, listen to the intuitive cues, listen to how it is the spirit wants to guide you through this difficult time. Again, there is a lot of here, a lot of processing of a lot of emotions that have been suppressed for quite some time in regards to a loss. Libra, Scorpio, cusp. You got here and you're already done. You're ready to be out the door. I'm like, okay, I'm done. uh you've checked out of some type of, there's something in your life that you're completely checking out of. Mm. Oh, what is that? I keep on seeing I keep on seeing and feeling like I'm in a hospital. And I'm walking out of a room, like someone's room, and I'm just like, I'm just done with this. Like I'm checking out. So one or two things. Either some of you are trying to find out what, because I'm getting two completely different storylines, two different frequencies here, where some of you are trying to figure out like what's wrong, like why are these symptoms happening to me, and nobody can quite figure out what it is. And it's almost kind of like you're checking yourself out of the hospital, you're checking yourself out, you're just like, I need to get a second opinion. That is for some of you. For others of you, you're dealing with somebody that is going through a hard medical process or situation. Now, as I say that, that is not an excuse for their behavior. Okay. When somebody's living with something like a chronic condition and things like that, one of the things that they need to learn is learn to communicate effectively, so that those that are around them, or those that are caring for them, and those that are assisting them can support and help in the ways that they need. But that is not a free pass for you to go ahead and treat somebody like shit. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you have been someone's support physically, emotionally, and spiritually as they're going through a difficult time with their health. Whether this is mentally, whether this is physically, it doesn't matter. And this person has gotten used to using like their diagnosis or whatever it is as a crutch to treat you like shit. And you are fed up with it. You're fed up with it and you're walking away. It's like, nah, like, no, I'm done. That's basically the gist of this. There's something here. There's an area in your life where you're tired of being treated like less than, and you're tired of being used and abused verbally, and you're just walking away from a situation without any hesitation. And I really love the fact that you're not hesitant about walking away from this. Oh, Haiti, excuse me. I've been yawning all day since I've been recording. Um, I don't know. And no, I haven't. It's not sleepy. It's just yawn. All right. So give me Libra Scorpio's cusp closing message. Um, in the past, you may have. I was gonna just say this. In the past, you may have felt like guilty or like regret when it comes to walking away in this way, and it's like we have here the ghost and the regret, and you're looking at this energy and you're just like, nah, this time I'm not letting this energy pull me back. You're not letting this energy of regret trick you into staying in a situation that again is taking so much of you and is leaving you in a space where you're just feeling you're just feeling like somebody's taking advantage of you. It is this this regret energy has been something that has has allowed you to stay in this situation as long as you have this regret, feeling like there's like guilt and regret like together, where like, oh, if I walk away, I'm gonna regret it. If I walk away, I'm gonna regret it. And it's like, nah, you're not. You're gonna be liberated, my love. Scorpio, Sagittarius, cusp. What is it that you're looking for? You're looking around the corner. Yeah, I just gotta laugh with the way that you guys be showing me this stuff sometimes. You're looking around the corner to see if it's safe to turn. Um, I keep on seeing somebody like peeping, like you're standing outside in the corner and you're looking to the like at the side of the building, like peeking to see if it's safe. Is it safe to come out? Is it safe to come out? Um, some of you may have been in a hermit mode. You guys might have isolated yourself in the last couple of days for whatever the reason, and you're testing the waters to see if something is safe. For others of you, this is definitely in regards to romance. You're testing the waters, or you're dipping your toes to see if it's safe to date. You want to see what kind of people are out there, what it is that you're in alignment with at this time, and see like, okay, am I ready, or should I go back in and finish the work that maybe you didn't finish? I don't know. Take that however you may, but there is something here where you're testing something, or You're trying to see if it is safe yet, an environment or a space that you feel that needs to be safe in order for you to like engage, or for you to go down a specific path or something of that matter. But it is being surrounded by the energy of safety. Keep on saying like that, peeking. Let me peek. um for those of you that are in a new relationship, you're not wanting to make it public, or you're not wanting to post about it, over retaliation from someone from your past. And you might be making like subtle posts, or this, like, I don't know, some of you may have had like some type of like stalker type of ex. I don't know why that's coming up. But you very much, for those of you that are in a relationship, you very much want to share about it, but you're not sure if it's safe. Hearth, happiness in our hearts and home. So there's definitely this space where you're happy within an environment, within something that you have released, within something that you have worked on, something that you have created, or whatever it is, and you're wondering if it's ready to come out. I don't know. I can't. There's no other way for me to say it, because that is the way that it's coming through. Like, is it safe for this to come out? It's not necessarily like, is it time? It's something about safety. Like, are you wanting to feel like protected around this whatever this is for you? The safety is a big thing. Sagittarius, Capricorn, you're wiping your hands clean from some type of situation. I don't know who is it that keeps trying to put you in their drama, and you're just like, yo, like, how many times do I have to tell you, like, no, like, no. and and you're making it publicly known that you are either not associated with a specific person or a specific company. There's some type of announcement or something that you're making, like, hey, I'm not affiliated with this. Hey, I have nothing to do with this. But it's being done in a very public space, or in a very public way, where someone may have tried to say like you had started something, or may have tried to drag you down into something, and you're just like, nah, we're not having that. It's I keep on hearing like, ignite the fire, ignite the fire. And igniting the fire is you speaking out on something. And it's like, whoever it is, whoever this person is, or whatever the situation is like, there's no more hiding like the truth. There's no more hiding behind you, because it's like somebody was hiding behind you, or somebody was trying to hide behind you, like by trying to shift the blame onto you or something of that matter. But you're laying all the table, like all the cards on the table. I don't know why, excuse me, why that was coming in the wrong way. Keep on hearing like word vomit. I don't know. You're everything is being exposed in regards to the situation. um So we have the trick or treat, mischief, and play. Like, oh, you want to be sneaky? Oh, you want to play some games? Come on, come on. I'm gonna play with you. That's kind of like how you are. You're really meeting this energy wherever it is. So whatever it is that this person is bringing or trying to bring your way, it's like you're two steps ahead of them before they even get to where you are. This week you're gonna need. I didn't even say who I'm talking to. You see, Capricorn, Aquarius, cusp. This week you're going to need to be your own little cheerleader. You're gonna have to really talk yourself into things that otherwise are very easy and normal for you. There's something transitioning. There's some type of like transformation, some type of integration happening physically and mentally. Now I'm feeling it more like from shoulder to shoulder and across my collarbone. So whatever is being integrated has a lot to do within that space between your heart and your throat chakra. I'm not exactly sure what that is alluding to. I'm not diving too much deep into that because ain't nobody trying to feel all of that shit right now. I'm being completely honest. Um, but there is a space here where as your physical body is going to through some type of transition, you may be experiencing a lot of like forgetfulness or like this energy of like slowing down, this energy of like slowing down. And just because you're experiencing this energy of slowing down, it doesn't mean that you stop. Did I make it clear? Like you don't stop. You're navigating to you, or you're learning to navigate at a different pace, where a lot of you may have always been like on the run, like constantly going. But you have been doing some work and you have been doing some reflection or whatever it is, and you're wanting to live a more um I want to say like not free flowing, but like a more like natural rhythm and flow, where it doesn't feel like you're just going from task to task, where it doesn't feel like you're working against the clock or something of that matter. And whatever work you've done up to this point now is physically being integrated into your physical body. And that does not mean, and again, I don't know why I have to say it that way, you don't stop what it is that you're doing, you just slow down as you're doing it. There may be certain things that are shifting in how it is that you do your job, like if you are in sales or whatever it is, like there is a shift here of how it is that you're moving within spaces. There seems to be a more grounded and intentional energy coming from you during this time and moving forward, if I'm being honest with you. Capricorn, Aquarius, cusp. Give me a closing message. The apple, risk and reward. Allowing yourself to navigate in this new space that you're walking into is going to bring you a lot of rewards. Because the risk of staying, I don't know why I don't want to use that word. If this word triggers you, that is not my intent. But the reward of staying obedient to what your spirit wants is something that it doesn't compare to anything else, to be honest with you. And there is this space that, again, even though you don't necessarily feel like doing something, because again, this energy that you're feeling in your body feels very much like a lot slower. And for some of you, you may have been asking yourself like, oh, am I supposed to stop? Like, is that what's happening? Or am I supposed to be working in this space? And it's like you're supposed to be working in this space, but it has a different rhythm, so you have to, it's like coming into alignment with that rhythm itself, whether this is like career, whether this is finances, whether this is love or whatever it is. Like take the risk of allowing yourself to get into alignment with that rhythm itself. Aquarius, Pisces, cusp. Somebody's going through someone's belongings, or I keep on hearing like someone's going to my locker room or my storage unit. um or someone's going to your room. There is a violation of privacy here, in the sense of like somebody going through your stuff. This can be a significant other, this can be a parent, a sibling, a friend, or something. Somebody's going into a space that they really shouldn't. Now when I say that, again, everybody has their own dynamics when it comes to relationship. Like you could be a law enforcement or whatever, and you have files locked in your house for whatever the reason, right? And like your significant other breaks into that, and it's like that is not something that you're supposed to have access to. You know what I'm saying? It's almost kind of like that matter. And this is not I don't know. There's somebody here that you're dealing with that is still very much in a space of having a hard time trusting. So whoever it is that you're talking to or you're dealing with it comes from relationships or a pattern of relationships where trust was a big issue. And instead of directly asking you like, oh, why is this locked or this or that, like there is a violation of that privacy, because they don't ask. They just go behind your back because they're assuming that if they ask you, you're going to say no, or you're going to like get upset or whatever it is, but you're truly going to get upset over this violation of it. Now there was a, I don't know, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest, right? There is this space where when you and this person initially met, it felt like you guys were very much in alignment with each other. But I feel like they were, and bear with me, they were mimicking your energy. Now, there are certain people that transform themselves to be the person that they're trying to get with. So there are people that change the way they dress, they change the way they speak, they change the way they present themselves to seem like they are in alignment with you. And that's what I feel that is happening here. Now, as I say that, this person really wants to be in a healthy relationship, but unfortunately, they haven't done the work that is required of them to address those issues. Because, and what I mean by that, there are certain things that spirit in every individual, they're going to be different, right? But there are certain things that spirit wants you to address and go deep into them with yourself. And then there's other things that spirit wants you to heal as you're in a relationship. This person is aware of the issues and the work that needs to be done. They just don't want to do it. It's almost kind of like this thought that, okay, I'm aware of it and that is enough. I don't have to do anything about it. And this is why they are, even though you haven't done anything to like gain their mistrust or whatever it is, they are still very much just not trusting you, and in essence violating your privacy. um to just be aware of that. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you, you haven't been with this person for that long. All right, so just, just be aware of that, my love. All right, closing message. That's way too many cards. Yeah, I know you thought that you found the one. And when I say that, guys, I'm not saying that this person is a bad person. They just have some work that they need to do. And if you want to be there and help them work through that, then you can go ahead and do so. But I'm going to be honest with you, this person doesn't seem to be ready yet to go into those deep wounded spaces. They are aware of it, which is an amazing, beautiful thing, but they're not ready to actually like do the work. We have control, which is a zombie card. This card keeps coming up. It wants attention. So just be aware of how it is that you are navigating the space. There is a reminder here that sometimes this need for controlling things or controlling situations and controlling other people comes from a space of feeling like you yourself don't have control over yourself or whatever it is. And why I'm saying that is because I need you to, and I'm not defending this person or anything like that, but I think the morphing, the mimicking is not something that they do intentionally in a sense of like trying to trick somebody. I think that this is the way that they were brought up, or this is like something that is so ingrained in them that they don't even realize that they're doing it. And like if somebody was to call them out on it, they're gonna look at you like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, so all I am saying is that maybe having a little bit of grace with this person. Would I advise you to stay with them? Personally, no. But again, you do whatever you want. But do have grace as to at least understanding where the behavior came from, not justifying the behavior. Pisces, Aries, cusp. Oh, I all of a sudden felt like I feel like I just ate like the biggest meal of my life. And I feel very satisfied and I feel full. And no, I haven't actually eaten, guys. I'm actually going to have dinner after this. But this is what it feels like. This is the energy that you are embodying during this week. Very satisfied, very fulfilled, very much grounded. There is this space where a lot of you have just allowed yourself to just be, and you have been taking a lot of risk, or you will be taking a lot of risk this week. Excuse me, guys. I need to sneeze. I think. Oh, I scared it away. Okay, I got scared and left. Um, but there, and I mean, I'm gonna be completely like honest with you. You you have to make sure that the risks that you're taking are not because of a fear of missing out. And I don't know why that energy is coming in here. For some of you, maybe this is a dialogue that you have in your head, like, oh, you're only doing that because you want to be seen, or you're only doing that because you don't want to miss out. and you need to shut that voice down, because that is an echo of what someone else has told you. Like if you show up in a certain way or you do something, people might be like, oh, you're only doing that because you're trying to fit in. It's like, no, this is who I am. So there is, excuse me, there is a version of you that you've allowed the world to see, but then there's this echo of somebody trying to tell you that this is not who you truly are. And this is because for a very long time you were living your life based on other people's perception, and now that you're standing on your own and you're standing in who you truly are, the echoes of these people, it may just be like in your head, like you're reciting certain things, or maybe people are like, people are coming up to you and saying it, and you have to have the discernment to understand and realize that those are projections from those individuals, and you are not to internalize it, because it can get you very ungrounded very quickly if you start to internalize other people's perceptions of you. We have the witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. Yeah, pretty this card is. I really like these cards. So there is again, as all of this is happening, I really want you to pay attention to the intrusive thoughts as they come in, and I want you to address them immediately. Do not let them harbor. Do not let them sit. If something is said to you or something comes up and you're like, wait, that's not true, that is this person's projection, right? Because sometimes it can be something that is true, and spirit is allowing it to come in so that we can address it, and sometimes it is just a projection of someone else, and that was the role that we were supposed to play, is for them to say something so that they can mirror it back to themselves. You understand what I mean? So having that discernment this week is really what spirit is working in you, that you for too long lived your life based on other people's projections of themselves onto you and their perception versus who you truly are. Now that you're standing in you, these thoughts are coming back up, because you are taking a lot of risk. I'm not gonna lie, and I really do love that. Alrighty, guys. Well, that is all that I have. As always, thank you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah.